Morning to all for the second day of the faculty development program on the recent advancements in the artificial intelligence and machine learning. And today's session, we are happy to invite our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Suresh of and Computer Society of India, Mumbai chapter, who is a researcher and philosopher and advisor and industrial experts having a wide knowledge in the digital transformation, especially in the form of artificial intelligence and machine learning and so on. So I welcome you, sir, on behalf of the Department of Computer Science Engineering and Institution Innovation Council, and on the behalf of the head of the department's faculties. So I welcome you, sir, for this wonderful gathering. And I request our principal to felicitate the gathering. Please, sir.
Good morning, one and all present here. So it's
Good
a
morning,
pleasure. It's a pleasure from the part of the management of Arunai Engineering College and principal. We feel delighted that so many very good response to this faculty development program on advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning. So, in the presence of Dr. Suresh and Mr. Vivek Diwari, this particular faculty development program goes very well, and everybody is enthusiastic in attending, participating in this program. I wish all very good endeavor with all people. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your motivational speech related to the program. Yesterday, what you told about Professor Suresh sir has given a brief about an artificial intelligence, followed by the guest of speaker, Professor Vivek Tiwari, has given a wide knowledge, especially he given a demo related to the banking system, how the saving banks accounts will be open in an online with an application known as an InstaTalk, and followed by given an, some more informative information how the artificial intelligence is being exploring in the form of digital transformation actually. So now I welcome our Professor Dr. Suresh to talk about a few words related to machine learning. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Respected people in IS, honorable principal, and the HODs, faculties, and my dear students. Thanks for this opportunity with you all. Today, again, gathering for the second day, where artificial intelligence and machine learning for business and academics, how it helps, and trying to leverage as much as part of the academia, which we can try to capture and try to capitalize on similar things. Where yesterday the concept was more from the CEO, how he sees the kind of startup entrepreneur trying to utilize artificial intelligence and machine learning. The main objectives of this session is trying to cut through the technical jargons, whatever which is associated with artificial intelligence and the machine learning, to deliver the simple and concise introduction for students and the people who are trying to depend as an entrepreneur to create business, trying to focus more in terms of which area which will benefit for them post COVID, and trying to create as much as the generic information which is utilizing the industry, and trying to cover the kind of job opportunities which comes part of the simple working definition of artificial intelligence. So the kind of replication, especially during COVID, we saw huge human analytical and the kind of behaviors, especially billing behaviors, got the decision making capabilities, and convert those information part of the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Where when we try to have as much as in terms of application, we try to create that part of the system and try to avail as much as information part of the system. So the kind of corporates which now they are more dependent on the kind of artificial intelligence and trying to utilize the machine language, where how to create this automation, how to create as much as part of the practice, as much as part of the business, which focusing three areas, which comes part of the customer, corporate, and trying to get as much as on the market dynamics. All those three things which comes part of it, which we will discuss in detail when we are getting into the main subjects or the kind of topics which you'll do it. Otherwise, try to raise as much as along part of the artificial intelligence and machine language. We can even come out with the kind of thought process, how we can try to generate similar kind of billing behavior business benefits, which gives you a comfort in terms of how we can address the local concerns using the kind of resource available and having the same, like you no need to recreate a new technology or new introduce or try to invest huge cost to try to do it. We can try to manage and manipulate with the available and affordable cost. And the major area which is coming part of the machine learning now is more in terms of cyber security and the kind of introduction which is coming part of the digital transformation, which we are trying to use as much as part of the technology. So cyber security will guide us as much as more in terms of getting into the devices, mobility, and IoT. So the current AI applications are trying to create as much as the information from the past and trying to leverage on the context, which we are able to spread or we are able to go through the kind of urban and semi-urban kind of areas which are trying to give as much as business. Especially in India, we operate a lot more in rural India, and rural India has huge population. So when you want to focus on looking for a huge volume of business and trying to create as much as part of the research, then we should look for something else how to attract and go closer to the kind of expectations set part of it. And when it comes to especially machine language, when machine learning is as much as to create the mathematical procedures, algorithms, and to analyze data, which gives as much as comfort in terms of how the people who buy the information, how the people who spread the information, how the people trying to connect and trying to get as much as part of the information which is extracted and manipulated and trying to see it in 360-degree view how to capitalize and similar kind of options which gives as much good olden days by trying to keep the same information, trying to manipulate and trying to create as much as updates on that. Now the kind of day and process, the kind of the expectation set part of the digital transformation. When you talk about a customer, it captures some 10 fields and trying to create that 10 fields with the kind of subjacent information which is extracted part of the Google and trying to get as much as information which talks more about the customer, the purpose of information, the purpose of the loan or the purpose of the data which trying to capture and how to get engaged with the customers. So what it gives to the business at the end of the day. For olden days, we tried to do a small business with the customer and trying to come back to the system. Now that is trying to create an engagement model so that we can get engaged with the customer for a longer period. So when you are trying to do that, like what are the essential algorithms or analogs which try to give a learning about the customer and convert that learning into an earning of the customer. So it has different models, it has different ways, means and ways of doing things. And when it comes to the kind of conscious information, which the kind of world works with the market, the dynamism which is trying to build part of it, how similar things are happening. So similar things could be more in terms of a predictive model and trying to enable as much as which creates an automation, trying to create an algorithms into multi-defined way and trying to deal with multiple situations which find the kind of information and trying to create an experience which gets the customer experience and trying to have that ability to make decisions timely and go back to the customer. If you see as an example for machine learning, in our case, we have introduced something called electronic pass machine and we want to capture the kind of information where the executives are on field and what they are trying to do part of it and whether they are really going to the job every day. So when you start trying to do it, we introduce something called a climate update and trying to capture as much information, whether it is hot sun, shower, or heavy rains, or even cloudy and other parts of it. So when you start capturing that information, initially it was just a interface and trying to capture it. When the particular data starts giving some more impact about the local, we slowly got into that kind of a field to find 35,000 people every 2 hours they're trying to capture that information. Can we capitalize that data? Can we try to automate as much as with the multiple algorithms? The same data slowly got into the kind of consciousness check with the sensor attached to the device so that even though the user enters something, that sensor will check and give the real value and sensor will get into the closeness to say whether user is entering right or not. So once we started capturing the data, the beneficiary of the data, how we can try to do it, we internally debated like we are getting the kind of climate update, which is live data, it's not a postmortem or something else. Can we predict, can we try to utilize that information part of the same group? So when we start seeing that wherever it's heavy rains and shower, we thought of getting into the agricultural model and getting into the tractors and other products can be sold or can be initiated during that time. and wherever it's hot sun and trying to get as much as part of it, where we are trying to utilize other products and other products get the live information about that particular place and the kind of climate which comes for part of it. So that leveraging technology has enough in terms of that, how to predict, how to create that kind of information, where the kind of capturing information is very less, but machine learning and machine language brings as much as in terms of automation, trying to predict the algorithms, the kind of request which they made, and it gets into the kind of even expectations set part of the business, which has improvised. And now we are trying to give it to even the customers. We call it as gram brothers, who are all revolving in the village, and they keep on moving to the place to one place to another place. Now they started using that same device and trying to create a scorecard, which gives a complete network, complete update about that particular information. Now, by introducing such people, they will talk more about the soil and the plants which can be utilized from that side, and kind of fertilizers used for those things. So it's now started with just a climate update. Now ended by getting the soil details, and now it is moving as much as closer to create and score distribution, which gives as much as information, which comes in multilingual. Again, that multilingual which gets into the district level asset, and it gets captured for them and set the decision rule. That's very, very important. Like when the particular person employs it and gets an impact, even the decision rule comes back and it gives that saying like this is a proportionate, this what that information, this what it was tried out, and this expectation set for it. So it's more of a continuous process and more of a predictive model. Now it has moved towards that kind of recognized information, and it is now proven model. So the kind of object which we set for the recognition of systems to identify that object which is present and which is an image or an scattered sensor information. But when it is deployed, part of the expectations, and when it starts sharing, and the multiplying effect which gives as much as in terms of the kind of development which is set part of it. So that's what the machine language, which is very, very powerful, and it does it. Now slightly that is giving more prediction for the full group, where they used to get the similar information, which is more of postmortem information from the similar TV channels. Now they are able to get directly from this information by investing less, and it gives every 2 hours the flashing model, which gives as much as information about the village across the country. And the prediction in terms of we created India map type and trying to give as much as a very user-friendly GUI-based expectation, which gives more clarity and the kind of predictive models which an end user can sit and he can try to create a scoreboard and trying to use as much as in terms of creating the values and trying to get that as much as suited to that certain type of concerns and the request or even the dynamism of their local model, which they're trying to use different types of combination, which creates that different model which perform equally and trying to distribute across the country what is expected out of it. So similar things creates as much as in terms of how identical and regardless information which is captured by different parts of the people, which is even utilized by different predictive sections in terms of decision trees, which is made subsets and the data subsets try to create as much as part of it, and the kind of data which you capture for a certain period, which gives the information, which creates more in terms of predictive models. And predictive models capture as much as which creates a value system, which is part of the artificial intelligence, but the machine learning gives as much as the kind of algorithms and automation, which is set for more than 2 decades of information, but now it is able to predict past, current, and future. Similar model, when you try to use predictive models, we use the neural networks. We call it more in terms of a kind of expectation set, which is very, very high part of the neural networks, which was just to get that information, how we can predict using the neural networks and trying to focus more in terms of future, which gives as much as in terms of how typical a neural network is more complex than the kind of sports cards, specifically last mile decisions or that information which is cooked in the backend and trying to predict as much as part of the previous data, which gives with the current what are the parameters set for the future results and how much it goes with them. Like how much it is very, very similar and trying to create as much as partial data and trying to build on it. For example, we try to utilize the age and trying to build as much as information. Yesterday, even a question was asked how insurance companies are going to run the kind of expectations set part of age. Now similar neural systems are already in place and trying to capture the similar data part of the behavior, and it is set already 0 to 10 years old, 10 to 20 years old, 20 to 30 years old, again 30 to 40 years old, 40 to 50 years or 50 above. So similar kind of things which will give more in terms of the concern and the kind of consistent information is trying to create the choice to choose how much the change has impacted during similar age and the kind of expectations set part of the age. So it's over a period of time, surely this kind of information with different types of predictive models using the artificial neural networks is going to have more displayed information, which gives more comfort in terms of how that data works, how the data manipulates, and how it multiplies even the input variables by weight and adds up into the total. So the weight which gives per particular age and it gives the height and weight, how we are going to define and try to create the selected formula methods which transforms the value, which creates as much as part of the zeros and ones and empowers that how much fast we can try to define this kind of predictive models. So neural networks is again it's one of the expectation set part of it and trying to give the value system which gives as much as part of it. Here again we can give the information in terms of when you go deeper into the rural India, we find as much as people didn't speak much about because they shy away, they try to even didn't give the right information. They give some fake information and the kind of names. Names generally they use some big names, which gives as much as go closer to them. Otherwise, that similar names sound different, but the names are common. But how you can go uniquely identified and system can generate the behavior patterns of it. So here we represent another terminology which is deep learning, which gives you as much as part of the machine language and trying to create that machine learning represents that evolution of neural networks into a different types of models of information. So here again, if you see as much as part of the neural networks, when you go closer to the deep learning, we find as much as the kind of consistent information trying to get in different time frame, different patterns and different ways of doing things, which give a convoluted and neural network and trying to build as much as the recurrent of the neural networks. So when you see the neural networks which is connected with the different patterns and trying to give different types of information which consolidate and gives an exact value of how similar things happen. So in a banking model, generally what happens, the signature verification, if you see till today people do get that confusion like the signature is not similar. So in olden days, that's why they take the three different signatures, one during the normal mode, another one they will come to your home, they will take it in a different mode, another one they will try to take it in a different pattern, so that the three different signatures, even if you put at any kind point of time or trying to sign that, it able to capture it. Now artificial intelligence works with the similar way, trying to capture some mode of information when you are on the normal pattern, again with the distinct and the kind of different geographies, and trying to create something else similar when it's in the moon and trying to capture and trying to get as much as which goes close towards the kind of information which creates a complex deep learning models which are already we are focused on trying to make as much as automation. That's why the results you can see in a driverless car or the kind of drones which is going now without the kind of automated model set part of itself learned which gives as much as no need to get that slightly every time to operate it or every time to define it. Set the algorithm, set the continuous programs, set the chatbots, which gives as much as information, which gives as much more in terms of deep learning. And the advantage, especially when it comes to India, when you're trying to do it, we can go more focused and define the rules and define the kind of patterns at a district level, at a village level, and set of people behave in the similar pattern and trying to create as much as part of the data scientist, which gives enough in terms of axiom, which gives a simple predictive model to add value, what we can do and what we can have as much as part of it. So far, whatever we have seen more in terms of if we call artificial intelligence extended to machine learning extended to as much as on specific, which gives you the predictive models. Again, predictive models go closer in terms of how things comes part of the technology, which is given multiple ways of seeing similar things, and how corporates now even during COVID, you can see almost 1.5 2 years now the corporates are not getting that much free connect with the customers. How their data enable them to go closer to the customer, get engaged with them instead of just a finance model. They can go closer in terms of their hospitality and extend as much as in terms of e-business in India, which talks a lot more about emotional patterns, less about the electronics. And the predictive model, which gives you this such an intelligent application, which creates as much as scorecards, which prevents with the data, which dynamics are created directly for the people who can interact with the people directly, or who can even try to execute the business directly with them. So if you have that much as information part of the intelligent application, we have enough models which is supported by the mobility and the kind of IoT which is available today, which will give as much as an integrated with the corporate and trying to execute multiple businesses, and multiple businesses can take part of it. For example, during COVID now, what has happened? The kind of dealers, brokers, agents who are at rural India, they are trying to execute some business till some time. So, for example, like a Maruti dealer was selling only Maruti vehicles, a Mahindra dealer was selling only Mahindra vehicles, and a four-wheeler dealer was selling only four-wheelers. But that COVID has put them to pressure to find their limited customer access. So the customer comes to them. If they want a two-wheeler, they want a four-wheeler, even they are not doing the business, they are using the technology, they are able to support the multiple products. Even generally dealers as an attitude, they never sell old vehicles. They didn't sell second-hand vehicles. Now, due to this kind of post-COVID and pandemic situation, they started doing similar things because again, at the end of the day, business matters for them. So when they are trying to execute similar things, in olden days we had something called private cloud and public cloud. So this data, everything now, whatever is coming and trying to capture part of the community cloud, that community cloud gives as much as more leverage to the customer, where the kind of concept, why if you ask a simple question, why we are breaking our head, why artificial intelligence, why machine learning, why transformation now? So far, Touchwood, as much as digital was more focusing on the corporate digital, everybody is keeping the stakeholders and the corporate happy. But now the post-COVID has enabled us to move from corporate digital to customer digital, where every individual customer is treated as corporate. So if you want to treat a customer, especially an individual customer as corporate, everything which revolves on the services or the kind of expectations or the wow factor goes with every individual customer. So when you're trying to defend it and trying to use that, then that's where the real customer-oriented applications and the kind of user interface which gives enough in terms of creates that more particular specific to that kind of applications. So when you talk about as much as on the user interface, now it has get enabled in terms of user can fix that interface, user can create that kind of value system, user can build as much as information which gives enough in terms of their expectations, and they can build part of it. So enough which is coming, and the future which is going to have enough in terms of customer digital, where the kind of technology transformation, especially when it comes to digital, is going to run as much as on that, where artificial intelligence is going to play a dramatic role for especially financial services, medical and health, and the kind of education. Today you can see education enough has come towards the kind of online and the kind of expectations. Surely the kind of existing information about local, especially comes from the students, which I mentioned, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, the age factor wise trying to capture, and will have that impact hugely down the line 1 or 2 years, which will create enough for a country like us, where we have enough in terms of digital transformed data, which already it goes in millions and billions, and data like us, which we were using more in terms of megabyte, as gigabyte has now moved towards to the petabyte, where similar information impact in all the big sectors and all kind of verticals, which will give us enough in terms of creating more in terms of intelligent applications and core components, which will give us as much as part of it. So setting that machine language, especially what are the minimum things required and what things we generally gives more in terms of how things can see part of it. So you can start with data inputs, the kind of expectation set, the data inputs, data subset should be more clearer, so that like it gives you more comfort in terms of getting the right relevant information, which gives more in terms of right relevant outcomes, which is not just an output, which gives more of an outcomes, which gives enough in terms of how the kind of sensory inputs, like I told you, even though the end user is capturing some data through their device, we should create some sensors which will cross check it and which will give more in terms of how similar things can take it up. It's not just like naked eyes, which you used to capture through the kind of camera set powerfully, trying to capture and trying to again give more values to the image, especially when it comes to part of it. The kind of phones, which if, again, if you see across the India, we don't have high-tech phones. So even the data when it comes to similar phones like images or photos, how to again try to evaluate, try to create that the validity of the information. I'm trying to see modulation which gives you more impact towards it. So when you are trying to capture and freeze something on the data interface, we should have as much as on the data pre-processing. Today, what's happening is what artificial intelligence is nothing but to revalidate and see the 360 view of the data, which gives as much as automation algorithms which talks about it. So now the data is going to get three different ways of limitations and levels where we can capture the data while capturing itself, it will have pre-processing, it will have minimum a kind of validation that part of it. For example, if you are capturing an age factor, if an age should not be a financial guide, age should not be less than 20, and it should not be greater than 55. It's a rule set part of it. It will do the validation prior to that and trying to capture as much as part of the data pre-processing so that the minimum validation is already done and trying to capture it and trying to extract part of it. And when it comes to application, especially we do have something called day-end processors, which is nothing but the formula set part of it, and trying to create and store escalation, which we call it as like more of a day-end updates, which gives multiplied information, which caters a lot. For example, if somebody is trying to get a finance, like what is the yield out of it, what's the monthly EMI we have to collect, what is the interest part of it, similar kind of information generally calculated part of it. So good olden days, they do a day-end process, try to evaluate part of it. Now, while the customer is entering the information, so similar formulas are automated, predefined, and it creates the score models and gives a calculation and even gets into the medical model, like what are the things, if you are going for an insurance, what is your current health system and what are the things required, what are the monitoring for the health benefits and things required part of it. Same way, if you are going for a new vehicle, what are the current the health things to be monitored, how periodically it should be monitored. These are the things which comes part of the application predictive model, which tries to create and which tries to give more in terms of decision rules, which are rules set part of the system, and that these rules can be even made over a period of time based on the experience and the kind of systems or the kind of logics which is set, which enables us to do the prediction and start adhering to the decision rules part of it. So when you are talking about decisions, when you are talking about the application predictive models, how the output should be, how the outcome should be, can we try to use as much as part of the responsive system or a predictive system or a maker checker system, or give as much as in terms of how similar things can get part of it and create that intelligent application based on the business vertical. It could be again finance, it could be again into health, medical, it could be again into education or into the manufacturing sector. So create similar earlier complex AI applications deployed multiple, interacting with predictive models, combines as much as lot of decision rules set part of the last one. Again, what I said decisions here, it's not necessarily common decision model set part of it. In a particular state, in a particular district, or in a village, the particular expectation set part of it based on the likes, dislikes, and the interest, and people try to create similar channels, which could be part of the culture, which could be part of the taste of the people, or the kind of interest set part of the local, which will start capturing it and trying to get that self-diagnosed tool, which gives as much as on the previous information, creates that data items required and trying to go closer to the predictive model. So similar effect which is trying to do, which is now coming out, that's what we are trying to emphasize, how students can get better benefit out of it. So you no need to search for a problem. You can go back to your native, talk to your local people, get the issues, come back to us, starts from your speech, how the speech recognition happens, how the visual graphics happens, how the things are coming for factoring, how trying to enable similar things part of it. Suppose if we say the best artificial intelligence, but best machine learning, we try to do part of the government, especially now trying to enable this what the tourism area. So what we are telling, for example, if you have some places, especially in Tiruvannamalai, we have something called Ramanashram or a temple, and we have something called Girivalam, which is people have to go through the certain days and certain specific times, where people come for the day and do that ritual and go back. So the kind of tourism doesn't get much developed. So can the IT can be played as a much a different role for that. So what we can do, we can understand that, we can study that particular areas, what they are doing, what type of things we want, create that part of logic and try to create a laser show, which we try to do it over a bit of time, and we will request government to opt for such options so that people will come, stay there. Once they start saying that local tourism will also get benefit, and people can get more benefits in terms of a long-term goal, which benefits your village, benefits your town, which benefits your district. Again, it benefits the people, and it talks more about the kind of instinct which comes as part of belief behavior, which converts business benefits. That's what they make it comes part of it. So it could be speech, it could be multilingual places, it could be the data, it could be the actual information, it could be more in terms of how such a definition can play part of it. So it's enormous ways of doing things part of it. So if you try to create the business applications, how to access and how to get that to things today, experts are available. You can try directly turn it to the business applications and create as kind of considerations which gives you more comfort. You could be an entrepreneur or you want to join the organization, which gives more in terms of trying to utilize similar kind of language or technology. If we are implementing the machine language, machine learning based process, going to result in changes like how people can do the redundancy in terms of de-skilling. De-skilling is one of the main area when it comes part of the artificial intelligence. We can do a positive, we can do even a negative. In our case, we did an artificial intelligence in terms of how much we have some 1,600 branches, whether all are using the technology, all are using the connectivity effectively. We found minimum 60% of the locations used effectively in remaining 42% of the people doesn't use the technology. So there we have to reduce the bandwidth, we have to reduce the technology so that we can give the individual connectivity part so that people can connect easily and the cost can be saved. So machine language is not just only for the business, it is for your internal, it is for your style of operations, it's for your kind of expectation set part of the data center, part of your expectation set, part of the businesses, part of the customer. Again, it's part of the kind of dynamic business set part of the market. Especially when you say dynamics set part of the market comes more in terms of ethical and legal considerations. Legal considerations is huge when it comes to especially medical and financial services, where we have enough regulators coming in and similar things can as much as capture part of it and trying to define the machine learning as no in terms of effective social awareness and no as biased information. It gives as much as part of the patterns and the kind of patterns which is set part of the patterns which gives you as much as capture part of the data and it could maybe process part of the patterns and found during the machine language or the undesirable kind of outcomes which gives enough in terms of more of legal and illegal to use it. Right? Especially when you try to use IoT or Internet of Things, the very maximum people even doesn't know the rules and the kind of disclaimer set part of it. So instead of knowing what to do, what not to do is very important, and what not to do comes part of it. And creating that much automation gives you like what are the things not to do, part of the automated and algorithm set part of the machine language, and which gives enough in terms of a layman when they try to set, when they try to utilize it. These are the options which is available very less, very common people when they try to extract, they are not even aware, they are not able to focus it out, which they can set and they can even get the messages which is already a learning process which is available part of Google. And when you try to use the standard applications, which gives you as much as more favorable treatment based on the specific gender, like what type of gender, when you try to use it, what type of applications, again based on your age. As of now, they are predicting all less than 30 and above 30, then 50, 50 above. But slowly this will go exactly to the age and try to create as much as the statistical evidence which will support and the kind of society which we are trying to do, how much tolerance which we can bring part of it, and the kind of legal entities, part of the regulators and the government governance, whichever is coming part of the GDPR, they will try to create as much as and try to avoid the risk of reputational damage part of the data, which is coming part of the cyber security and trying to use. And similar systems are going to be surely made public so that people can utilize part of the business applications and try to give as much as on the kind of model which is no intrinsic value by itself, but it gives as much as from the machine language and kind of expensive artificial intelligence made simple and consuming the task, whichever is the application which we are trying to use part of the machine language, which will more from the kind of predictive and the kind of assumptions part of the patterns. If you come across specific in terms of business and the kind of success, if you see artificial intelligence and machine language indirectly gives as much as in terms of questions to ask, in terms of the queries raised part of the internal and trying to build part of it, which gives as much as the checklist and the kind of predictions, which is very simple and trying to utilize part of it. So it's not just a definition, it's more of like how the checklist can be made for success. So it could be even what is your business problem, what type of value we wish to optimize, what type of business products which we try to take it out, what are the internal decision rules to set, and what are the kind of actions which we want to apply for the customers, what are the customers expectations set part of it, how similar things can be made part of IT, all have that results, all have now captured mature, which results in coming part of artificial intelligence machine learning using chatbots, which gives as much as part of it. So activation more in terms of the kind of function which is more important, the clarity and the culture which comes part of the organization and the people which set part of a particular area or a town which generally defines the kind of algorithms and the algorithms as much as in terms of big data, which even creates a caution. We can even set the delimiters, which gives as much as on that and create as much as on the classification model, which that's what yesterday the discussion was explained by audits, where Vivek said very clearly the kind of expectations set they learn through a tough model and they are able to predict it. So majority of the things which comes part of the artificial intelligence comes part of the kind of testing which is giving more in terms of techno-functional or a functional technical, where functional technical can even bring as much as on the kind of cluster of set definitions which creates as much as overtime neural networks pattern, which defines in terms of a kind of correlation between the data sets, correlation between the fields. For example, if I'm creating something else of age and date of birth, like how much we can set part of it. One particular information is arrived based on the kind of information captured and the kind of maturity rates, maturity information, and the kind of customer address, customer details, the kind of authentic information like Aadhaar card, PAN card, and trying to create voter's ID. All try to create as much as of a cut-off score, which gives you a good customer, bad customer. Good olden days, a good customer, bad customer definition is more to over. If it's a bank, we try to see if any check bounces, then he's a bad customer. If no check bounces, he's a good customer. But now we are trying to use as much as part of the PAN card, Aadhaar card, voter ID, and social presence, and trying to utilize Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn kind of similar setup. And system gets an information whether the particular customer or a company or good or trying to utilize that information, which gives a very clear cut part of the artificial intelligence and machine learning with the set algorithms, which gives as much as on the data scientist model, which gives more data science to get the decision rule, which we can try to use part of the deep learning and try to define as much as part of the development samples. So good old days development samples are less. Now the kind of artificial intelligence and common thinking and deep learning gives enough in terms of creating similar things and get as much as which is more focused towards it. So the reality is what we should be in a position to capture the new data, new information, trying to convert. They're trying to create as much as on the feed forwarded, trying to utilize the new normal, which set part of the neural networks, or forecast the kind of horizon information which we try to create part of the chart programs or trying to create as much as information part of it. So this all trying to give you as much as in terms of comforts, create part of the algorithms, comfort given part of the machine learning. We can define machine learning into three areas. Again, we can try to define to have the automation or algorithm set part of the usage and the kind of information set part of it. In our case, if you take data center, our data center we had enough in terms of 720 uh, terabyte of information, which almost 1 petabyte of information, trying to capture and trying to utilize it. Now we are able to focus, use the containers, artificial intelligence, and the automation as given. We are able to distribute the live information and the critical information and the information which is for reference. And we have moved the kind of 720 machines, which is again virtual rule, all together to make it less than 10, creating three different environments. One is open source, another one is more to do with the closed source, another one is a mix of old open source and the closed source. Giving this three pattern, we are able to remove at least more than 450 to 500 machines, physical machines of servers, other things, and artificial intelligence has enabled us to keep less than 10 environment, which is more into virtual, and it's more of a console now. We no need to go and define every time. Even if you see COVID times, people want to define any new business part of the segment. Recently, we want to have an AGM, which will be more on a digital, which technology has enabled us to connect it and we are able to make it part of it. So, the machine learning doesn't give just a comfort of your information, it gives outside the box if you are having similar kinds of concerns and gives you more in terms of the remedy, faster remedy, timely trying to achieve things, then similar things set parts of it, and we can talk even more in terms of examples coming part of it. Be an astrological message, it could be more of a behavior pattern of a customer, it could be more of a gender who is using mobile phones, who is taking decisions on mobile phones. We found mobile phones are used part of the artificial intelligence. People who are all less than 28 years old will use more. But again, when it comes to financial, we found in India finance is used by people above 32 to 48 to 50 years old. So even though India has more mobile phones, but finance is not used effectively. Because if finance has to use, so we have to capture the people who are all above 32 years and less than 50 years. So similar combination is beyond usage, beyond the prediction, beyond the actuals, how things can move, how the gender which helps us to do it, and the decision making how it comes to do that, and even more similar to that, like the kind of uh, the expectation set part of it, artificial intelligence gives enough information for it. One of the main concerns which came part of the insurance when they try to see the farmers death, they found enough, especially when it comes to information, where the artificial intelligence given enough data which is giving a farmer's death, every individual farmer is coming, taking a loan, or every farmer is individually coming and fighting. So they introduce a concept of either his wife or his mother, which especially family member should be part of it, and all the communication is passed on to the family members. And now the kind of confidence with the farmer is getting, because he's not an individual now, things are not going and communicated to them digitally, which is now collaborated, created the omni channels where the family members can come and they can defend it so that his life is stayed, and kind of confidence is created part of it. Small small things which matters a lot, especially in India. That's where we say e-business is less of electronics, more of emotions, how to do it. Again, one more example, which is what the insurance has given a statement saying in Bihar, especially the people used to claim more, and the insurance amount is just trying to struggle it out. So the study has made, and the artificial intelligence try to create that information where we found only one place, in, especially full Bihar state, they have in Patna only they have the ICU and that dedicated 2 to 3 hospitals. Otherwise, other all places they have GA, they don't have even a proper ICU for them. So more than I think 440 or 450 ICUs got identified, and they would want to empower that so that tomorrow the kind of claims will get reduced because people are able to get to the hospitals, have the enough facility part of the hospitals, try to do that better so that the people can get real information rather than it's not just a fake where other particular community of people are trying to claim it rather than the facilities are not there, infrastructure is not there, how similar kind of artificial intelligence can do. And these kind of concepts are from the third parties, especially from the students, especially from the people. Even housewives comes and contributes more in terms of similar things. So a lot more for artificial intelligence, a lot more for a similar kind of dynamics which is helping us. I'm sure India, especially we have different states having a long-term culture. We have more than 2000 years old culture trying to do that. We have enough in terms of literature which comes part of the data. Again, we have enough in terms of best practices of life, which is again coming part of the information which is there, and best medicated system. Even if you see during COVID tough times, every state has announced something to do with their local products which enable them to get the Ayurvedic products and getting the hygienic agro products, which gives a very big comfort in terms of normal medicines. So every small thing which matters a lot in terms of digital, every small thing which matters a lot in terms of cultural values. Recently, we saw one of the posts which Mr. Mahindra shared where we found how to calculate the tables. So a teacher is teaching the students easily by saying every time take the number, use your 10 fingers, take that number. If, for example, the number is 8, so whatever is less than 8 is 7, so put that 7 and trying to take the other side of the two numbers and trying to calculate that you can get the multiples. You can get the table format, which is so simple. I don't know why so many times even the what you call matured, sophisticated, even the kind of mathematics teachers couldn't thought about. So India has so much domain. India has so much cultural values. We have so much to get digitally transformed. It is our duty. Every individual has to bring minimum 5 to 10 items to digital so that it gets transformed. It is made available to others. It is help in terms of guidance for the people who are in need, who are in such demand, which is going to have a huge digital transformation, which builds part of the artificial intelligence, which will have enough algorithms and part of the functional And similar things are going to be the success stories of India, especially when it comes to rural India. And I will share the last example and give a thought for you to take it up. Here during Diwali, even this during COVID times, using the mobile phones, people used in towns trying to build something, how to buy the kind of sweets sold out. Because in metros already people are all affected by sugar. So in towns, how to sell sweets, how to sell the clothes, especially the ready-made clothes, how to sell even firecrackers. Diwali firecrackers, they are trying to sell it. Again, they categorize the age-wise and they categorize the gender-wise through mobile phones. And they are able to get some success and they are able to get something else as a mind shift culture which enables part of artificial intelligence. Whatever I said, all examples are available on YouTube. You can go and check it out. Technology again is just what do you say? It will only support us. It's only people like us. Kind of situation which COVID has created us to get as much as digitally transform and try to build using enough things and try to create enough 2 to 3 problems from your native, from your concern, which gives enough for us, and we can try to build more on that, and we will have a fully transformed digital system by 2025 or 2030, which as Dr. Abdul Kalam has said, if we as an India which is going to be stronger and India will have enough in terms of an most captive, powerful nation which has enough in terms of digital, it's not strong stimulation in terms of information. So it's all in our hands. We have to build it, and as students, which we have to create minimum 2 to 3 concerns, and we are here to support you. We are here to take you to the next level. So use this platform, use these concerns, use to build enough part of it. Technology is an enabler, again I'm saying, but beyond technology, life transformation is very, very important, which gives you, society, and the nation to the next level. Back to you, Mr.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful talk. That as we able to identify that how the artificial intelligence and machine learning can be useful for the common people, starting from the common people in the society, and followed by the developers, programmers, in what way the environment is going to identify the different kinds of aspects. And as special, one thing I can able to identify from your talk that as a faculty, as a responsibility in the society, we want to identify what kind of an applications that can be improvise our society with the base of an artificial intelligence and machine learning, so that we can improve our society in the technology wise, as well as we can work smartly, I think so that is a key points I can identify from your talk. And especially you talk about the scenario related to the Bihar, that how the ICUs has been identified, how the hospitalized data has been analyzed. Maybe we have different kinds of analysis report by using an data studios, and maybe these are all to be at the back end to be useful for us. So thank you, sir, for your wonderful talk, and identifying the real scenario, that is very important, so that is known to only to the industrial experts. So that is the right key points that you given to the faculties, in what way the artificial intelligence and machine learning that can be the present situation, in what way in the pandemic situation presently we are available in future, once we get back from the pandemic situations, in what way the tremendous approaches and the developments should be made in the field of an artificial intelligence and machine learning. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful talk. Thank you, sir.
Any questions I can take?
So any questions from the faculty side?
So why I'm emphasizing more on that, I found e-commerce, especially applications and specifically artificial intelligence and machine learning in e-commerce. Today, IBM and Google has introduced something specific to the kind of forecast which they are looking for people. Because post-COVID, they want to introduce things what people want. People are trying to create that kind of information expected part of their businesses. So people have to speak, raise questions, not now, at least raise the questions to the concerned team and try to understand. If you have any specific in terms of the kind of product activation or product in terms of matching or the kind of solutions expected, surely we are ready to do that and support your AI in terms of revolutionizing the e-commerce. Thanks you all, and all the best. Enjoy the day. Create as much as queries and put some more unthoughtful information to us so that we will work on that. We'll come back to you on that. All the best
Yes,
wishes
definitely.
to you all, and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable presence and your creative ideas. Thank you, sir. So good morning to all for this wonderful faculty development program on the field of artificial and machine learning. So we shortly have a brief note on what is the industrial expectation, what is the real-time scenarios that is being exploited by the professor Dr. Suresh Sir, and chairman of an Computer Society of India Mumbai chapter, has given a clean idea what is the present situations in the different states and how the common people can able to adapt it to the artificial intelligence, and what are the developments and the analysis report that we've been identified. So as a faculty in the field of an engineering, we have some of the responsibility, because presently we identify that most of the institutions have been taking a branch of an artificial intelligence and machine learning at presently, most of the institutions actually. So as a faculty, in what way we can able to identify the present scenario, and as well as we can improve the knowledge in the field of an artificial intelligence and machine learning. So I'm getting some of the demos related to an machine learning, so that for the opportunity, I just taken in this faculty development program to share my knowledge actually. So we know that in the field of an artificial intelligence, computer vision is one of the most interesting and challenging tasks. So as we know that every day we have been working with the social media, especially on the Facebook, and we are tagging our friends, and we are taking the group of selfie photos and we post it in our Facebook, and the tagging of the names will be automatically done by the Facebook. So this is one of the basic thing that how the computer vision is working in the field of a social network, especially. So computer vision acts like a bridge between the computer software and the visualization around us. So we know that in what way the machine learning and artificial intelligence has a definition. But when you come to the real-time implementation part, we need some of the applications, we need some of the programmings, we need some of the core area. See, especially when you talk about an artificial intelligence, we need a more number of an processing power, especially when you want to extract the information, because everything is a form of a learning actually. So learning is a part of an artificial intelligence, which will take about in what way we will able to identify the given information, or what way we can able to extract the information, or what way we can able to identify the given data. So these are all the different kinds of aspects that we can work it for the system. So when you are talking about in that particular situation, especially to the system implementation part, so that particular moment of time, when you want to run an any kind of an application related to the, when you want to run any kind of an application related to the AI, we want to have a very powerful processing power, systems aspects when you want to run then any kind of application. But everyone will not have that kind of sufficient systems, maybe personally to do over this kind of activity. So there are some kind of remedies is being given by the different kinds of products from the MNCs, and different social networks has given different kinds of products, so that we can able to run it in the online. In what way the computer vision can able to identifying, it allows the software to understand and learn about the visualization in the surrounding. That is very important actually. See, when you are seeing any kind of an image, as a human we can able to recognize that this is an image, this is a letter, this is a word, this is a animal, and this is a way that we can have the neural networks power which is giving that kind of activity. But in system side, how the system having the knowledge, first of all system want to recognize that this is an image, because system cannot have that kind of knowledge. So we want to give an input to the system that this is an image. Once it is identified as an image, then we want to tell it what kind of an image that the system is going to recognize. So this is what the computer vision is going to take in care, especially in the field of an artificial intelligence. So for example, based on the colors or based on the shapes and size, we want to determine any kind of an object, for example a fruit. So we can able to recognize as a human easily. But regarding the system, we want to gather the data, we want to perform the data processing activities, then we want to train and teach the model and understanding how to distinguish the fruits based on the size and color of the fruits actually. So on taking all these kind of applications, there are different kinds of libraries which is given by the system, which is able to know all this kind of an recognition, all this kind of visualization can able to identify. So out of that, there is a one beautiful library which is available for us. The name of the library is known as an OpenCV, which what we call as an open computer vision. So it's an open source library which has been identified, which is able to having and supporting different kinds of programming languages actually. So when you talk about an computer vision, it is an interdisciplinary field that deals with how the computer can be made to gain a high level understanding from the digital image and videos, because we want to identify the extraction of videos, we want to identify the object detection, we want to identify the face detection, or you want to identify the human detection. So when I take in about this kind of an activities, so that particular moment of time we want to have different kinds of analysis to be made. So OpenCV is a cross-platform library using which can be develop a real-time computer vision applications, where it mainly focus on image processing, video capture, and analysis, including features like face detections, as I told now, to be an object detection. So OpenCV will reconstruct and interrupt an any kind of an 3D image from the given of an 2D image. So that is the main core aspects of an OpenCV, in what way the analysis and as well as the detection can be made. So when I take about the OpenCV, can able to take in different kinds of aspects, like it may be an application to an robotics, or it may be in medical application, or any security application, or any industrial automation applications. So these are all the different applications where OpenCV can able to deploy with the name of computer vision. And when I talk about in what way these libraries will be used, so these libraries will be used to take up the videos from the system, that may be from the virtual, or that may be from the local system, or it able to perform different kinds of merging of an images, or we can able to filter, or you can able to transform related to an graphics and multimedia, and it can able to detect an specific objects like an faces, eyes, or any kind of an images that we given over here actually. So when I take about an OpenCV, so this library is one of the core library which containing about 2500 optimized algorithm is being included in the computer vision. Maybe in the future of the presentation, I will show you one particular optimized algorithm, which what we called as a cascade classifier. That is algorithm we will identify it, we use it to identify the face detection, which containing n number of data sets, which has been identified, and store it in the XML file. So we export that XML file. By exporting that XML file will having a different sets of face recognition. So it's able to identify the face and as well as the eyes, and different kinds of detections method to be made. So when I take about this libraries, different kinds of algorithms will be identified, and this algorithm can be used by different organization and different set of system to take and recognize the faces, or to identify the objects, and classify the human actions in the videos actually, what kind of action that the humans has been taking over the videos, and it track camera movements actually, and especially that is needed over in the forest areas, and it extract the 3D models of the object. So all these are the applications which are mainly related for an AI actually. So as a faculty of the Department of Computer Science, we also want to have some gaining of knowledge in an artificial and machine learning, to improvise, to take the platform, or to take the curriculum of a Bachelor of Department of Computer Science Engineering in AI and machine learning. We need this input for our learning purpose actually. So let I introduce myself, that I am Dr. Jyotish Kumar, Head and Department of Computer Science and Engineering, and convener for the present program of and faculty development. So we will take one general scenario, in what way the vision of a computer can able to identify that the given image is an given is an image actually. As a human, we will able to identify this particular aspect. So I given an image. So this image is being basically classified into three-dimensional way, that we what called as an RGB. And this RGB's values will be taken to the form of pixels. So that pixels will be taken in the form of frames like B into A into 3. So this is where the recognition of the different kinds of images will be taken, and the color of images will be calculated based on the number of colors that you identified, followed by the pixels. So when you take about, for example, I'm just telling about, sir, I just identify one pixels, then what is the possibilities of colors available? Okay, so this is a basic question asked over it. So let I ask about this particular question. If there is an 1 bit per pixel is available in the given image, then what is the possible colors? Then they given over the formula, that is 2 to the power of bits per circle. So we can able to see 2 colors actually. So when it is an 4 bits of per pixels is been available, then how many colors we can able to take it? We can go for 16 colors actually. So based on that only we are taking about, for example, if the bits per pixel is 16, then we can go for 65,000 colors will be identified. So this way, where the color identifications will be made, And we will move further. That before that, I'm just giving again in what way the image has been taken. The image is being converted into scenario like this RGB, and that is being taken to an array. So when it is taken to an array, so that I'm adding in one additional term known as an array. As a general definition, we know about an array, but here this array is going to represent about an additional one particular library, which what we call as a NumPy. So NumPy is an additional library which is going to be supported for the OpenCV to arrange the given set of colors in the form of an array that we will see in future. So what are the prerequisites which is needed if you want to have a knowledge or if you want to gain some kind of information related to an OpenCV? Okay, so we want to know some basic knowledge in computer visions and identifying the face detections and or taking some kind of an key terms related to an mathematical derivations, and we want to know about some machine learning's derivations actually, especially once we talk about mathematical terminologies. We want to learn about some basic kinds of things in algebras or trigonometrics or statisticals, and to implementation process we can go for Python. Maybe some other languages also available, but the comfortable to be available with Python. And especially I just told about where the implementation part is very important actually, because when you want to go for the prerequisites, especially because when you are extracting the images, when you have been identifying an object, or when you have been analyzing the movements in the videos, we need more number of processing power, but the system what presently we are having with a basic level, that can't be supported by us. So we need some kind of a platform to run this kind of an movements, especially the videos or the detection of an object. So Google has been identifying one particular platforms for that we call as in Google Colaboratory. So that is providing the opportunity in the name of three-way, that what presently we having the system like a CPU, which what we call as a central processing unit, and followed by when you are running in any powerful algorithm which is able to identifying the filtering and transformation of any images, that particular moment of time you can go for GPU, which what already we know that graphics processing unit, and followed by there is another one unit is being added, which what we call as an TPU. So this three kinds of an platform unit, processing unit is being identified in the Google Colaboratory. So when you go to TPU, it is talk about the TensorFlow processing unit. So if time permits, I will talk about the TensorFlow. Okay, so that is another high end of an processing unit which is being mostly needed once if you are running over in the cameras for number plate recognitions, automatic number plate recognitions, or any movements of videos that you want to be calculated, the number of counts of related. For example, you want to count the number of peoples in the crowd. So that particular moment of time, you want to know about the points of heads to be taken over it. What is the crown counting mechanism that you've been applied? So that kind of huge kind of an algorithms to be applied on that particular situation, we need a more number of processing powers. So that particular moment of time, we can able to suggest for GPU or TPU. The TPU, what we call as a TensorFlow processing unit actually. So all this kind of system needed, it has been available in the online, so that we don't want to worry about the platform to run how the computer visions or how the detections of systems or how the detections of an object can able to run in our local system. So Google has been providing one beautiful lab for that, which name known as an Colaboratory lab. So you can use that Colaboratory lab for that particular usage. So this is a prerequisite needed once if you want to take into an OpenCV. So this is a general introduction about an OpenCV that what already I discussed about you in what way the OpenCV will be identified and use it for you. And these are all the general introduction is being made. So the OpenCV has been a Python library, and it has been originated in the 1999 by the Intel. But I will tell you the present situation. The present situation, it is an open source, which with the name known as an OpenCV.org. From 2012, that OpenCV has been came to an OpenCV, but origin of an OpenCV is being developed with the programming language of C and C++. Later, it has been taken to an Python and R language, but specifically Python is being taking overcome all other languages, especially on the feasibility and as well as the scalability actually, and robust. Okay, so you can see that the last point that OpenCV array structure gets converted to a NumPy array. So that's why I just told there is an additional one library is needed to support for an OpenCV, especially when you are converting your files to an array. That particular moment of time, NumArray is having that kind of an array technique. So that is taking care about in the form of an library file. So these are all the basic kinds of an features that what OpenCV can able to identify, and that we will see all these kind of things in the demo in what way we can able to do this particular, because at present we want to read and write images. That is a basic level. And once we identify that, then we can go for different kinds of extraction, that we can able to identify the converting to different kinds of black and white or a huge saturation values, or you can able to identify the thickness and thinness of the given images. You can able to go for dilations or erosions. So all this kind of and techniques of related to an computer vision can able to identify it and can able to satisfy it with the name of an computer vision actually. So these are all the different companies that is being deployed with the name of an OpenCV. So as I start up of the presentation itself, I just told the social media that the Facebook and other whatever the social media has been taking, especially the Facebook, on identifying the tagging system of a given face has been taken over. So for that, the OpenCV at the background is being using. And Google, when you take about the Google has been taking multiple products related to OpenCV. Out of that one product, that what you can see it in the previous slide, that is a Colab, which is taken as a platform to run over on any kind of an application related to a huge level of processing power, which we can able to take in two kinds of processing unit, which what we call as a graphic processing unit as well as a TensorFlow processing unit. But for the basic level of work, you can have a CPU. Suppose if you are able to go for any high level of movements of a video extraction in the crowd, that particular moment of time, you can go for GPU as well as for the TPU. And the advanced levelment, for example, there is one particular image is available, and you want to mask an image, or you want to have some movements in the images. For example, in the previous session, that when I talk about the TensorFlow, there is an different kinds of an aspect, something like the Mona Lisa face will be there, a static image. When I move my eyes, actually you can see there is an movements of an eye should be made in the Mona Lisa face. So that kind of an advanced level of things, how the static images, from the static images, we are making that particular portion of an eye, we are making some kind of masking algorithm that is going to be take it on the that we called as a region of interest. So let me talk about what is in region of interest. That any, for example, in a crowd, you want to take it any particular face that you want to extract that particular face from the group of people. Then we can apply one kind of a concept we called as an ROI, which got given as a region of interest. So by using this region of interest, we can able to extract that particular area, and we can able to make our retina images to be available over there, that can able to compensate, that can able to coincide with the images, colors, everything that is being taken care by the TensorFlow actually. So that much of powerful system can able to provided by the Colab actually. So you can see what are the different companies that is been adapting with the OpenCV actually. So why we want to go for Colab? As I just told that we have two kinds of an way that you can able to reach the Colab. One is you can go to the website like colab.research.google.com. This is a one way of an approach. Or I think everyone having the Gmail account that you are having a drive. So once if you go to the drive at the left hand side, you can click over the drive where you can see about your spreadsheets or Google form, everything. At the down, you can see in one particular tab, which is known as an Colab. So that is another option that you can able to enter into the Colab. So once if you want to enter into the Colab, then we need a basic level of an Google account to be identified. And this is the one of an product which is able to be supported, as I just told about GPU, CPU and TPU. These are all the different processing unit which is being supported. So based on your application you have developed, or based on application you are developing, you can use this kind of an support especially. But as a startup or as a startup to be taken over in the OpenCV, the CPU as well as GPU is being sufficient for you to enroll over, especially the movements of an identification in the face as well as an object detections actually. So this is one of an excellent tool for the deep learning, that what we call as a subset of a machine learning. And it's one of an many data science libraries are being installed over that already I just told there are around if you take about OpenCV itself, it's taken about 2,500 library files has been adapted over to take on all this kind of an image deductions actually. So we will see about an demo so that you can understand in what way the implementation of an computer vision can able to satisfied by the Colab. So this is the another way in what way the movability of an Colab that you can able to make it. That is, you can have the drive backup. So what is the one thing you can able to make it over in the sense? See, normally we know that all the Python files that generally we are running for the curriculum, especially for the first year when you are doing an Python programming in Anna University curriculum, we will use 3.6 or 7 versions to be uploaded. But recently, 1 month back, the Python has been released the version of 3.10 version. Maybe some people can be aware over of that particular. So if you have an updation, you can update it over the 3.10 version, which containing 3 to 4 kinds of an activities which is being enriched from the previous version, like slicing. I think some people know about and slicings and indexings and list over it. So some kind of categorization is being added over in the 3.10 versions, and whatever the some kind of demerits that we identify over in the 3.7 version, that has been rectified over in the 3.10 versions actually, especially in the name of an classification related to deductions actually. So when you're free, you can download it the 3.10 version of the Python actually. So when you take it about this Google Colab, so once if you open the notebook of an Google notebook, this has been entirely different from the normal Python that what we are being installed in your system actually. See, for example, the basic difference I will tell you. For example, when you take about the program that you have been running in the local system, that you stay with .py, which we called as a regular Python file that containing just your code actually. But when you are taking about the Google Colab, that the Python file extension is being entirely different. That it is being stopped with, it is being extended with IPYNB. So IPYNB is an extension that whatever the Python file that you've been open in the notebook of an Colab, that has been saved with the name of an IPYNB, which is an Python notebook. And that is an entirely different from the what the normal regular py file that you store it in the local system, because it contains the notebook code and the execution results and other internal settings in the specific format actually. So that is the one additional responsibility that is taken over it, because when you are opening the Jupyter notebook, that should be supported and you can have two set of things. That is, you can write a code, you can have a text, you can integrate it with different library files, you can able to back up in the drive, again you can restore it. So whatever the files that you've been identified, or what are the files you have been taken to the Colab, you don't want to worry about it. The backup will be taken by the drive, so that once if you have there any power failure or any issues also, you can take it from the drive. That is why. And also you can take it from the GitHub. So that is another one beautiful linking is being made. You can see the left side that I've been identified the development of an Colab, that you can take it about the data from the drive or from the respiratory revisions that there is a GitHub. So this is the two-way where, because once if you go for a GitHub, you already identify a set of files, you store it over there. That may be a supporting file or the files which is needed. So you can able to link with the GitHub, so that you can once the GitHub is being linked, then automatically you can able to run whatever the files which is being extended from the GitHub, you can run it over there. So you can see about the table which define about what are all the different way that that processing unit is being identified and being used over here actually, especially in the space of RAM, and especially in the space of the given GB which want to run it your particular application. So that's why I just told, for the startup of any kind of an application, CPU and GPU is being sufficient for you. Like application, whatever I told about, and Mona Lisa is one of the set of applications. There are n number of application identified. Right, yesterday, Professor Vivek Tiwari has given an application related to an banking system, how the saving bank account system will be opened by a user by taking about the face detection in different kinds of aspects. Already we also have a query that we made it, that how the face detection is also made it, but how the age detection is made it. Because now presently I will tell you one additional information, that ICICI has been recently adapted due to this pandemic situation. ICICI has been having an insurance area where they have been adapted over the machine learning concepts by taking over. Once you take a snapshot and taken to an application of an ICICI, they providing over based on your face, they are able to identify your age. Based on your age, they are providing what are the schemes of insurance that is being available to their banking system. So this kind of advanced level of system is being identified, that on taking the snapshot of your face, based on your face, it can able to identify your age. On identifying the age, then the system is been giving you the what are all the different kinds of an insurance. For example, my age is been 38. So based on the age of 38 to 40, what kind of an input that I can given, or what kind of an insurance is been applicable for the concerned person. So this kind of an feedback is been replying from the chatbot, and the application is being developed over there. So these are all the main applications which has been recently developed in the banking system, especially in the form of an insurance company actually. So let we go for the demo, in what way we can able to identify the computer vision. So first of all, we want to open the Colab, which is a platform for that, because already I just once again I'll review over the prerequest, because in prerequest the last two things is an basically we needed. One is a platform to run over the given application, then the very basic level of programmatical applications that we can needed in the Python. So this two will taken over the prerequest to run the application of the computer vision actually. So this two will be sufficient for you to identify, and as well as you can able to run over in any kind of an application that is being taken over here actually. So let me go for the live demo actually. So is it my screen is visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm just typing over Google Colab. That I just told, you can go for two kinds of options. One is you can go for Google Colab. You can see that research.google.com, or you can open your drive. From the drive you can go for it. So I'm just taking, I can take it over this in the name of an research.google.com. So I'm just taking this particular one. So I'm just canceling over it. Just you see the basic level, the initial way what we can able to see what is Colaboratory. Mention about it's a zero configuration required for you, and it is a free access to an GPU, that is graphics processing unit, and easy of sharing over your information. So you can see at the right hand side, if you want I can zoom it. So you can see at the right hand side the connect. So this connect is the one which is able to taken about taken care about the two kinds of basically what the system will have, your physical space, like a RAM as well as a disk space. So that will be taken over it. So once you are running the program, this will be activated, and you want to see whether it has been initializing and been alerted or not. So while I've been running a program, I will show you this particular part. And second thing is you can see two options is given for you. One is code as well as a text. So you can able to write a code over here, and if you want to give any description for the code as like what we given as a command line, that you can able to add it over here. And you can see at the left hand side the file which containing the notebook, and you can able to open a new notebook or an existing notebook. You can open it, or you can take it from the drive or from the GitHub. What already the presentation I just told, that you can able to take it from the GitHub or from the drive if the existing file is been available actually. And you can see the runtime. Okay, so in the runtime we have one particular thing known as a change runtime type. So this is very important, especially when you are running on higher end programs actually. But basic level programs you don't want to worry about, because when you are running the higher end programs, you want to concentrate on this particular option. If you want, again I will tell you, go to the runtime. You can see option known as a change runtime type. So you can have the option, generally all the basic level programs will be run in CPU, but the higher end level programs, if you're running over related to any kind of an image extraction or filtering transform, that particular moment of time you want to taken care about GPU as well as an TPU. So these two things you want to make based upon application. Suppose if you are running in any kind of a library file related to a TensorFlow application, that particular moment of time you want to go to the third option, which what we call as an TPU. And other applications like an OpenCV or an Skylearn, that kind of an library application, the GPU is being sufficient for you. So for TensorFlow, that is an higher end of applications, you can able to run it over it. So specifically, you can run over TensorFlow on the third option, which is what we call as an TPU. So at present, when you are running the basic level of program, you don't want to worry about it. But when you are learning more and more related to this computer vision, definitely you want to concentrate on this runtime, which is mainly needed, because when you're running, it needed that much of supported, that what already what we see in the presentation, how much of memory is being needed, how much of physical memory is being needed. So based on your utilization, or based on choosing the GPU and TPU, the utilization of the RAM space as well as the disk space will be changed over here actually. So this is the basic level of work is being needed. So once if you go to an file and go for an open, you can see there are multiple options given for you. One is an examples, that what the examples that I've been given over here, and this is the basic examples which is given by the co-laboratory. And the second one is what are the recent files that you open that is been available over here. That the third and fourth option is that already we just know that whether you can take it from the drive, or whether you can take it from the, basically all the files will be available in the drive. So there is no doubt about it, particular one. At the same time, if you want to have any accessibility with the GitHub, so that particular moment of time, you can go for GitHub actually. Okay, so you can give what is a GitHub file path. So from the path, it will take it all the XML for what I just told about. When you want to do for a face detection, there are multiple library files available in that. Out of that one basic library file, which what we call as a cascade classifier, which is being taken in the form of an XML file. So we want to extract that particular file, and we want to give the URL for that. Once you given that URL, then automatically from the GitHub, it will take an out what are the different kinds of data sets related to the face detection that you've been identified. That has been poured over here. So let me go to the some recent examples. For example, I go to exercise 1, and so when you go to an the basic level of exercise, first of all, we want to go for install the computer vision. So to install the computer visions, we need different kinds of commands to be adapted. One is an pip is an library file that you can see it over here. So once you can see it over here, there are some kind of running icons will be given over it, which what we call as a running cell. If you want to zoom it, I will tell you. So this is a running cell. So each and every part we will call it as a cell over here. So this particular area which has been available is a code part, and the top one what the text is been available is the text part what we have been available. So you can see that the connect is being made. Okay, so pip install opencv-python. So this is a basic command that first of all you want to install the opencv python in the particular exercise. You can see at the top exercise 1.ip why NB. So I already told about why it is an IP, why NB. NB represent for the notebook. It is a Python notebook, and it contains the notebook code that execute the results and other internal settings in a specific format actually. So this is not like a normal PY format that it contains just only the code, because it's been most probably this particular program is also able to run in the Jupyter notebook actually. So you can able to see over here, once I running over this particular command, you can see over at the right hand side, you can see that allotting and connecting to the that particular application. And once it is been connecting over it, it will provide you the space for you to run the program. Now you can see the initialization is been happening over here, and now it has been telling it is being connected. So once it is being connected, it will tell you what is the RAM and the space that is being available. So presently the backend engine is being on, that is on Python Google computer engine at the backend is being started to run this particular application, which containing the RAM and as well as the disk space is given for you. And at the same time, you can see already I run this particular application. So that is why it is told that the required already satisfied the whatever the applications that is being needed, that has been already satisfied. So once this particular application is being run, then we want to import some files actually. See, because you want to import the files from the libraries, because you want to integrate with the Google Colab by taking about the upload. So what are the files you're going to upload? So before I'm going to run this particular program, let I go to the output and show you what is the output I'm going to show for you. This is my normal image actually. In this normal image, I'm going to construct this image in the two-way of identification. One is I want to convert this image to an black and white image. And the second way we want to convert to an HSV, that is a huge saturated value I want to identify. You can see that I've been converting this image to another form, and followed by I'm converting to another level of form. So when you are taking this kind of levels of forms to be converted, we need the one particular file that, for example, you can see about the files, the variable name files.upload. That is the import files that I've been giving the name for that, and I've been uploading the file for that. So once I run it over it, it will ask you what is the file name that I want to run it. At the left hand side, you can see files has been available. Okay, so these files will get some kind of an sample data will be available that is related to the program, and as well as whatever, once if you upload the files, uploaded files will also be taken over here. And for example, I'm just running this particular area. So once I've been running this particular location, it will ask you to choose the file, which particular files you want to upload. So I'm just uploading the file from my system. that which specific file I want to upload it for it. So I'm just opening my drive, which I've been saved specifically with the OpenCV folder. So I'm just choosing my particular image. So now it has been uploaded. My image file is photo15.jpg. That is a file name that has been uploaded. So once it is uploaded, you can see that what I just told about the NumPy. So NumPy is one of a supporting file that you can see the slide number 1 when I talk about the scenario, how the images will be converted in the form of colors, how the colors will be taken. The colors will be taken in the form of arrays. The arrays will be taken in the form of channels. So when I talk about the middle level of a layer, which is known as an array, so that particular moment of time, we need a NumPy to be collaborated with it. And we also want to make this image should be shown over there. So we are uploading that IM show. That is one of an additional file which is needed to run over this particular program. So you can see that different kinds of thing available. I will tell you about two things. One is I'm just converting to the gray. So BGR, that is an blue, green, red, to gray. That is a function name I just been uploading over here. CV2, that is the name, default name. That is not the variable name. That is a default name that has been identified that you want to import CV2. So you can see that there is a import I've been given. So if I want to import CV2, CV2 is one of the library which is available at the part of OpenCV. So if I want to use this particular file, then I want to take it, the first installation of an OpenCV should be done. So after that only I can able to call the file known as an import CV2. So on that, I just told that basically we want to read the file which has been given over it. So once I've been uploaded, I read that particular file, and you can see about different kinds of things. That is IMG shape, IMG size, and IMG BW shapes. I will tell you what is that IMG shapes actually. See, when I take about IMG shapes, it will tell you about what are all the dimensions that you taken actually. For example, when you take about the normal image, for example, you can see this is my normal image. When this normal image will containing these three values, what is these three values? These three values represent about how many rows are available to construct my particular image. That is the first one. And second one represent about how many columns are available. And third one represent the channel. So channel, already I told about the channel, which what we called as in the color extraction of an image, that we called as in red, green, blue, that will be available actually. And image size. So image size is represent about that will be taken about the combination of all these three things actually. When you multiply all these three things, so that particular moment of time, we get the total number of pixels in my particular image. How many pixels are available? It has been around 2,93,112 pixels are available in the given image actually. So if I want to know that particular information, then I want to give the name known as an img.size. So img.size, that is an image.size, will give you the information related to the how many number of pixels are being available in your current image that you've been uploaded. And the next one is as usual the data type that you've been adapted over here. And you can see that when I take it about the next one, that is img.bw.shape. So when you take bw.shape, which is being taken only black and white, that is the binary input will be taken about 1 or 0. So that particular moment of time, there is only one channel is being available when you go for the black and white images. That is why when you are taking about img.bw.shape, it will give you only the number of rows and columns, not the channels. So when the number of rows and columns are being available with having only one channel, then automatically the pixels values will also be reduced. So if you want to multiply 354 into 276, whatever the value you are getting, for example, I'm just calculating that particular one. So I'm just calculating 354 into 276. This is the output we are getting. So we are getting 97,704 pixels, which is been available. So once you multiply with three channels, this is what the value you are getting over here. So this is the value that what you get it over here. So you can see that you can see now matching how the calculation is being made. Okay, that is multiplying the values of rows and columns with the three channels. You get the values that also I'm just taking over to the cals so that you can see that the values are same. So now you can able to know basically how the images are identified, that is an especially color images. And if you go for HSV, that what we call as a huge saturated value, that is an user oriented value that you can able to make about the combination of red, green, as well as the blue color. You can give which particular combination of colors you wanted. That is a user oriented values that you can able to fix it for you. Okay, and finally we want to destroy it for the purpose of the garbage actually. So this is what been done it. Okay, so now you can see the output. So I'm just loading my basic images. This image is a common image which containing about three kinds of values, and how many size of pixels available. This is the number of pixels available, followed by you can see about my images to be in the name of black and white image. Okay, that's what we taken over with having only one channel, with having rows and columns, and followed by the huge saturated images. So this way we can able to classify the images to be taken over the system. So I think you can understand how to run this particular program, especially in the Colab actually. So I'm just taking this particular program as an exercise one. I've been save it over here. So once I don't want to save it. Once any kind of an updation is being made, then automatically it will be taken to the file, and it will be uploaded in the drive. So you don't want to worry about the saving purpose actually. So let I go to some other program so that it will easy for you to understand. So this is another program like a shape deduction. So we have identified multiple shape deduction, like in rectangle, circle, or it may be a polygon, or it may be an hexagon, or it may be an semi arc. So like that, different kinds of imported files is been available. So this particular edge deduction able to identify, based on the edge deduction, it will tell you whether it is a circle, whether it is a rectangle, or whether it is any kind of an polygon shape, or whether it is an square. So all these kind of things are made by the topic known as an edge deduction actually. So for this also we needed to upload whatever the file we need. So first of all we run the OpenCV Python, which is needed. So once I running over it, you can see at the right hand side that it has been connecting to the virtual for providing the workspace related to the particular program. Once the workspace is being provided, then you are ready to run the program. So that's why I just told, when you want to run an especially an AI based machine learning program, you don't want to worry about especially the workspace or the system. I don't have sufficient space in my system. I don't have RAM space. So you don't want to worry about that. You have a very good platform that the Colab is being given for you. You can run any kind of a platform, and you can run any kind of an advanced applications of an feathering of deductions of filtering transform using this particular application. So again, I want to upload the file. So I'm just uploading the file. Already I just taken some of the files in my particular drive. I will show you what is the file. So yeah, so this is the shapes. You can see that is a different kinds of shapes available, rectangle, circle. So even this edge deductions also will be identified, not only the given objects. You can see every object is being identified with some kind of a square. Within a square there is a circle, within a square there is a rectangle. So even that edges also will be identified by the system. So once it is been uploaded, okay, you can see that once it is been uploaded, yeah, 100% it's been shaped. So now I am going to take in that particular image, which taking some kind of threshold value. Okay, so you can see that once the image is being identified, it giving some kind of a output that we found a circle, we found a square, we found a square, circle, triangle. So you can see that is a common image, but now the edge deduction is being made. So this is edge deduction. You can see that mouse is being taking over here. So this is edge deduction which is being made over here. And for the circle and for an any rectangle or for the square. So even that, even you can see, I will tell you, I will show you the normal image so that you can understand very clearly. Just a minute. So this is the actual image. This is actual image. Actually, I taken to the system. So the system recognition, you can able to see that this edges is being taken over here, and this the complete edges of this particular circle is being identified. So based on these parameters only, it can able to identify this much of objects that the edge direction is being made. It's a circle, it's a square, it's a triangle, it's a triangle. So like that, it has been identified. Even you can see the newly this particular edges is also newly identified by the system actually. So this is another way of an example in what way we can able to utilize this OpenCV information. And I will give you one real-time example. I will also share this in the chat box so that when you are free, you can try it over in your home actually. So this is an online deduction of an face deduction system. So this particular system will able to run a virtual mission, and we want to run that virtual mission. Once you run that virtual mission program, then we can able to capture the face deduction, especially not only the single face deduction. If anyone standing in my backside also, the face deductions will be made. I will show you that example. So it takes some time to boot the system. So once it is been booted, my camera will be on. You can see that at the bottom, the camera has been on to take it about the left hand side image, which represent my common image. And right hand side, you can see there is an image which taking only feathering about my particular face actually. So this is a way where we can able to effectively utilize over. So how this has been happened? That is a question mark. So how that especially the system can able to recognize that this is a face, how this has been happened. This has been happened by a given data set. There are minimum, I think already I told about the classifier. There is one classifier I've been using for this. That is a cascade classifier. For that classifier around there are 25,000 images, I think so. 25,000 face images is been adapted, inserted in that particular, which has been moved in the GitHub. So from the GitHub, I am calling that particular XML file, which containing the comprise of that much of data sets to effectively made it. For example, I'm just showing my license card. So once I showing my license card, if possible, I think so it will able to deduct over my face. Now you can see that difference. So I'm showing my driving license card. So you can see the left hand side, the actual image. At the right hand side, you can see it is also recognizing my particular image over there. But there are multiple images available in the driving license, like an our Indian symbol of an emblem, and there are some text is been available. But you can able to preferably see that my specific images. Let I see my background image. Let me see whether it can able to recognize over any kind of image like this actually. So even I can able to take it two face deductions also to be made it over here. I think already I done it actually. I want to check it out. If some people has been coming and standing in back of me also, that particular image is also to be carried out in the area actually. So even I can able to show my some other images actually, but I think the image has been taken some. Maybe better I can use this image actually. So you can see the difference. So this is the another way of an example that you can try it in your home, and you can go through the code which has been available over here actually. So most of the codes is a general code that you can understand, but additionally you want to know about that classifier. That's a one thing that you want to learn it actually, because that classifier is taking the responsibility for this particular program. So when you are free, you can go through this particular input. And first of all, we want to go for capturing of video. And once the capturing of video will be done, video capturing, there is a method available, that video capture. So once the video capturing is being done, then you can further move related to the program that will needed some kind of mathematical derivations by calculating height and width of the information that you've been carried over here actually. So this is another experiment level I will tell you. And there are some other programs also available to take about capture the screen actually. Yeah, image capture. So image capture, that when you are running an image capture is majorly needed once if you go for automatic number plate recognition system, especially in the toll gate actually. So when you are running that particular application, we will call it as an ANPR identify or that want to be taken over the screenshot of an of your number plate and want to convert it to the text and store it in the system actually. So that kind of things are available. Then this applications will be used because this application will go for image capture. That image capture based on the that what the application we just told. So once I run this particular application, I will share you this particular files in your mail IDs, so that when you are free, you can able to try it with your Google account with the name of Colab. So you can see that there are some other images have been identified. Let me go for this particular one. Yeah. So now you can see that that image is being taken. Now I'm going to give the capture. So once I go for capture, then automatically the system is able to identify about, for example, I'm giving capture now. So when I give capture, then it will taken as a photo that will be taken to the drive. So once it is taken to the drive, then I can move wherever I need it for this. So that's why I just told this kind of image capture will be needed once if you go for identifying a number plate configurations or any kind of a region of interest applications which is be needed. So that particular moment of time you need this. And this is what I just told about the cascade classifiers are needed. In what way the classifiers is being needed by taking about the human faces and the detection of an even all the systems to be made over here by using this. This is one of the classifier which has been available. And this is an edge detection that what already you've seen about an edge detection. There are two kinds of an edge detection available. One is an dilation, another one is an erosion. Dilation that even if it is a single point available, it will try to convert it as a object. For example, you can see at the left hand side there is an uh, there is an some kind of images available with zeros and ones which represent about the black and white images. So it will constructing over these images actually. What are the gaps available? That is, the gaps will be filled once you are applying the dilation. Once you go for erosions, it will able to shrinking the images. So this is the actual one, but it is able to shrinking the images. So this is a two way of this is used when it is used in the sense. I will show you the demo so that you can understand where this particular file is being used actually. So just a minute. So that I will go for edge detection. So once if you go for edge detections, you can see that and the image better I can run the program and show you. So as usual, we want to open the pip install OpenCV Python, and after that I'm just uploading the file. Better I can run the program because I want to connect it with the virtual allocation of system providers we needed. That you can see at the right hand side at the top, connecting and initializing the required spaces for this particular program, and followed by the allocation will be needed. And it is being connected now to the computer engine at the backend. So now we can able to run it the file. So I want to execute the given image. So better I even give my image actually. I'm just giving my image actually, and I want to change it over here because it's a separate one. But anyway, I want to identify it. So now you can see that. So left hand side is the actual image, that is an overlay image. This too is the part what the presentation that we see about the dilation and erosion. So you can see about which is dilation, and so this is dilation. Even a single point is available. That point is being completely classified. Okay, and even some of the points available, you can see that it has been removing only the extraction, actual extraction of an image has been made over based on the dilation and erosion. So the left hand side is the actual image because I'm just taking about the overlay of image. That is what the first thing what I done it like and convert the image to an BGR color with some kind of gray points that the points I've been given over here. That's what the left-hand side image, and followed by I just applied some kind of internal dilate. You can see the name also very clearly they're given. CV2, that is an file which is given. Dilate is a function which is able to take out that, and the second one is an erosion. Here they take it as an erode. Okay, so these two things will taken about the functionality, how the object analysis of information is being identified. So I think I given some kind of basic information related to the OpenCV. So I'm just having a brief note about what actually we started from the initially. Initially, we started to see about what is OpenCV, what are the different kinds of applications is being adapted, what is a prerequisite which is needed when you want to enroll into the OpenCV by taking some mathematical derivations, and as well as you need a platform like an Google Colaboratory to run the particular applications, and as well as you need a programming language. Some basic level of language support is needed, especially on Python, and followed by we have seen about how the number of pixels will be calculated when the given images is being made, like a number of colors with the given pixels, that is taken to the 2 to the power of BPP, which what we call as in bit per pixels. And followed by we have seen different kinds of applications demos, starting from how the images conversion is made and how the face detection is being identified. And lastly, I've been ended with the simple example of how the images will be taken to an overlay of two kinds of basic mathematical morphology, which has been identified in the OpenCV, which what we called as dilation and erosion. So thank for giving this opportunity on the and for your patience to be available. So thank you for your presence, and make this particular program to be a success one. So if you have any query, you can ask over me. So thanks for all the faculties. So as a faculty, I just been we know the patient what we can able to avail in this faculty development program, especially for the past 2 years. We are running all our classes and as well as the external works through this classroom. So we know the pandemic situation, how we are facing over in the last 2 years actually. So if any kind of a suggestions or any kind of a feedbacks from the faculty side, please can you able to share it, because most of the faculties joined over here, and I think from Milam and some peoples which has been taken from and a ma'am, Dr. Kalai, he's been asking about the difference between PyTorch as well as a TensorFlow actually. See, there are applications available. Only one thing to be made: what kind of applications you are developing. Based on the applications, your library files will be differentiated. But one thing I can able to carry out on this particular application, that the TensorFlow will be one of the effective one when compared to the PyTorch actually. Because most of the graphics oriented programs, most of the movements related video activities programs, everything will be supported by the TensorFlow. So that's what I can given over it. But anyway, I will go through about the PyTorch. So any other feedbacks, because we want to record the feedback. So any of the faculties, Dr. Kalai, can able to give the feedback related to the program for the improvement of the of our program. This is what we initiated. Please, ma'am, can you able to speak over here? Dr. Kalai Vijay Raghavan.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am. Can you able to give your feedback so that we can able to improvise, and what are the merits and what are the additional improvements that we want to make it. So that's what we needed from you, ma'am.
Actually, session was very live, sir. Today's
Okay.
session was very live. The demo session we enjoyed, and we have parallelly tried to do and implement this. Somewhat I got it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
totally the effort has taken by your college and your faculty is very good, sir.
Ma'am, can you able to know about you, ma'am? Can you able to make about your informations? You can give your brief introduction about you.
I'm working as an associate professor in the Department of Information Technology from Anjalimmal Mahalingam Engineering College.
Okay.
Actually, it is situated. It is at Kovilveni, sir, on the way to Tanjavur to Tiruvarur.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I have a total experience of 20 years.
Oh,
So my research area actually AI and machine learning only. So that
okay, ma'am.
okay. So the session was very useful, sir. Yesterday's session was very live. That is, they have given the exposure in towards the industry,
Yes,
how
yes,
we can
definitely.
go. The application discussed was very nice. And today's session, the demo session is very excellent, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Demo session were very excellent, sir. Today's session.
Oh, okay, okay. See, actually,
And
today we planned for the guest known as an Utpal Chakravarti from an head of an artificial intelligence, but due to some pandemic situation, there is some kind of inconvenience from the faculty side. So anyway, we want to finish the session. That is why I taken this opportunity. Maybe by the grace, I take this opportunity to make my vision related to the computer vision. I shared it over to the faculties because
yeah, sir.
presently we know that all the institutions are being moving towards a program name known as an artificial intelligence and machine learning with the name of Department of Computer Science. So
Yeah,
as
sir.
a
Yeah.
faculty, we also want to enroll and enrich our knowledge related to that. So that I
We
feel
have
that
to make ourselves skillful in that area, sir.
yes, yes, definitely, ma'am. So thank for your
Okay.
response, ma'am. Can I get any response from the Milam Engineering College?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Can I get any feedback from Milam Engineering College? Miss Priya, can I know from which particular college you have been joined over here? So let me have some of the more comments from the faculty side. Sir, Madhavan sir is on the line. Madhavan sir. Professor Ranjit is on the line. Professor Saravanan sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. So as a
Yeah,
well-wisher
I'm very
and as well
happy.
as a guide for us for the past forthcoming session, so we need your feedback, sir, please.
Yeah, I'm very happy to give the feedback for the both the days. Yesterday, you have started the FDP program in a very positive note. Excellent speaker, Mr. Arun Tiwari. He deliberately made a presentation and discussion on that bank-based application. And today you have continued and you keep on move the momentum in a very great way with the interactive simulation-oriented presentation and the discussions, and always the participation from the participants should be in both the form by the way of having a one-to-one oral discussion, but it will not make the things to go on in a very regular way, and more chances should be given to the speaker. That is the very important perspective in a FDP program. And I think many of the participants have enjoyed your presentation. They learned many things from your simulation. I have very impressed about the presentation and the simulation with the way what you have demonstrated today. Congrats to your presentation and to the entire team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for gathering, and I think the feedback link has been already shared with you. To be patient, I will also share the e-certificate link for you so that you can get your e-certificate. Lakshmi ma'am is on the line.
Sir, yes, sir.
Already, I think you can share the feedback link, no, ma'am?
Sir, within a minute, I will share the feedback link, sir, and followed by I will share the e-certificate link, sir. That is a two separate links,
yes.
sir.
So,
Uh,
okay.
so staffs are
Okay, better you
requested to
do.
fill both the forms, sir.
Yeah, you can share both the feedback link as well as the e-certificate link to the faculties now, so that they can do further. Please.
Sir, both the links are shared here, sir.
I request all the faculties to avail the feedback form link initially, followed by they can also take the e-certificate. So your feedbacks are welcome. So all the faculties are requested to fill the feedback link first, followed by they can avail the e-certificate link. Thank you.